If you've ever driven past a house that felt wrong, the kind you don't look at for too long, the kind where the curtains never move and the yard never changes, you know the feeling of Ashwood Lane. And tonight, I'm going to tell you what happened to the family that dared to move in. The house itself is old. 2 stories, chipped white paint, with a slanted porch that creaks even when no one's standing on it. For years, it sat empty. Kids dared each other to run up the steps at night, touch the door, then sprint away. Adults crossed the street when walking by. But in the summer of 1998, a family moved in. Claire Johnson, her husband Daniel, and their 8-year-old daughter, Lily. They were city people, eager for quiet and space. They couldn't believe their luck when the house went up for sale at half the price of any other property nearby. The neighbors shook their heads. Nobody stayed in that house long. Some whispered about screams at night, others about strange lights in the attic. Claire laughed off the warnings as small-town gossip. Daniel brushed it aside. Superstitious nonsense, he called it. The first day was ordinary enough. They unpacked boxes, painted Lily's room a cheerful yellow, and grilled burgers on the back porch. The sun dipped behind the trees, cicadas sang, and for the first time in months, they felt peace. But that night, Lily said something that made Claire's stomach tighten. She stood in the doorway of her new room, clutching a stuffed rabbit. "Mommy," she whispered, "someone's already in here." Claire knelt, smiling gently. "No, sweetheart. It's just us." Lily shook her head. Her eyes drifted to the corner of the room. "He says it's still his, and he doesn't like us here." Claire brushed it off. New house, overactive imagination. But when she kissed Lily goodnight, she could feel the little girl trembling. The second night, Daniel heard footsteps in the attic. Heavy, deliberate. He went up with a flashlight. Dust, boxes, broken furniture. Nothing more. But when he climbed back down, he realized he'd left the flashlight up there. Yet, it was in his hand, still switched on. By the third night, Lily refused to sleep in her room. She said the man in the corner wouldn't stop whispering her name. Daniel lost his patience. He stormed into the room, yanked open the closet, checked under the bed. Nothing. But when he slammed the door shut and walked away, the closet creaked open again, slow as a sigh. Within a week, the house had changed. It grew colder, even on hot afternoons. Doors opened on their own. Faucets dripped through the pipes were shut tight. The air smelled faintly of smoke at night, though nothing burned. The neighbors stopped waving. One muttered as Claire passed, "It's starting again." One night, Claire woke to the sound of a lullaby. A woman's voice, broken and soft, drifting through the baby monitor in Lily's room. But Lily was asleep, and Claire recognized the tune. It was the lullaby her own mother used to sing, a mother who had been dead 10 years. The next morning, words were scratched into the wall above Lily's bed. 5 jagged words. "You can't take her." Daniel's anger finally cracked into fear. He called the local church. A priest came, Bible in hand, uttering prayers as he walked the stairs. Halfway up, he froze. His lips trembled. His eyes rolled back. Then he collapsed, whispering one word again and again. "Mine. Mine. Mine." The priest left town the next morning. Claire begged Daniel to move. Daniel swore they'd leave after the weekend, but that night was the worst. Lily screamed from upstairs. They ran to her room and found her standing on the bed, staring at the ceiling. A small hand was raised, as if she were reaching for something. "What is it, baby?" Claire cried. "He says I have to go with him," Lily whispered. Her eyes weren't her own. They were wide, glazed, fixed on something no one else could see. Daniel yanked her into his arms. "No one's taken you." The ceiling groaned. Dust rained down. A sharp crack echoed like wood splitting. Then, silence. They brought Lily into their room and locked the door. None of them slept. Every few minutes, something scraped at the walls, like fingernails dragging against the plaster. At 3 a.m., the house shuddered. The lamps flickered. And then, from the hallway, came the sound of someone running. Not away from them, toward them. The doorknob rattled violently. Daniel pressed his weight against the door, shouting. Claire held Lily tight. The rattling stopped. Then came a whisper, right through the wood. "Mine." The next morning, Daniel stuffed clothes into bags. They were leaving, no matter what. Claire strapped Lily into the car, shaken with relief. But the engine wouldn't start. Daniel tried again and again. Nothing. Then, from the upstairs window, they saw it. Curtains pulled aside. A pale face staring down. Not theirs. Claire screamed. Daniel ran for the trunk to grab tools. The trunk swung open on its own. Every bag, every suitcase, they were gone. Empty. Claire yanked Lily from the car. "We're leaving on foot." But Lily dug her heels in. Her voice was low. Different. "He says you can't leave. He says we stay." Her eyes rolled back, white as eggshells. Claire shook her. "Stop it, baby, please." Lily laughed. A deep, rattling laugh that didn't belong in her throat. Then she pointed back at the house. "He's waiting." The front door stood wide open. Daniel grabbed Claire's arm. "Don't look. Don't listen. Just walk." But Claire's eyes betrayed her. She turned. Inside the house, shadows writhed across the walls like living things. In the hallway, just past the threshold, stood a figure. A man, charred black, skin cracked and smoldering, eyes glowing like embers. His jaw hung open, and from it poured a voice that filled the air. "You stay." Claire collapsed. Daniel dragged her, screaming, down the street. But when the neighbors found them the next morning, they were lying in the yard, clothes torn, eyes vacant. Lily was gone. The police report is short. No signs of forced entry. No evidence of abduction. The Johnsons were taken to the hospital, where they muttered the same phrase over and over. They stayed. They stayed. They stayed. The house on Ashwood Lane is still there. Curtains drawn. Porch sagging. Empty. For now. But sometimes, if you drive by at night, you'll see a little girl in the window. Blonde hair. Stuffed rabbit in her arms. Waiting. And if you ever see the front door standing open, don't go in. Because some houses don't want to be sold. They don't want to be lived in. They want to keep you.